So, I've been thinking about the tyranny of the British. You know, it's been really hard lately with all these Stamp Act taxes. Last week, I tried to buy a newspaper. I tried to keep up with what's going on in the colonies. And the price was almost doubled. It's outrageous.
Thank you. That'll be 2 shillings. 2 shillings? That's ridiculous. It's not as if knowledge is free and I can just go to a public library and buy books or something. That's ridiculous. Yeah.
Darling, I've just had a wonderful idea.
You know, there's actually been a whole lot of people talking about that very thing. There's even underground movements that are ready to start a revolution. Do you want in?
Well, ever since monarchy has imposed these crushing taxes, I've wanted to use my phenomenal intellectual prowess and talent for writing to bring it down.
Great. You can start by passing out these pamphlets.
Common sense. Thomas Paine's common sense. Everyone should have it, but most of you don't. This whole thing really started when a bunch of men dressed up as Indians and grew tea in Boston Harbor to protest the taxes.
Freedom for America! Taxes! Boo! Boo! Fight the British! Boo! Throw the tea in the sea! Taxes! Boston! Freedom!
I thought they were really onto something. This revolution thing has never been pulled off on a scale this large. But I knew we could do it. We had some of the brightest minds of the 18th century working together.
I knew that the colonies had to work together, or this would never work. But how to convince them to cooperate? Honey, what animal represents us as a nation?
What about an eagle?
I was thinking more along the lines of a turkey. You know, pilgrims. So I drew a political cartoon to represent our struggle to join together as a nation. We had to do this together, or not at all.
So there's lots of technical stuff that needs to be done. Forming a new country is a very difficult process. First, we need to ask politely if the king will let us have representation in the government. We have to show that we're open to negotiation. If he doesn't agree, then we can take the next step. So that didn't work. I guess there'll be bloodshed after all. We're gonna need help from other countries if there's any hope of winning the war.
Ooh, how about France? That is one stylish people.
Sure, we'll send Franklin to go talk with them and see if we can't get some funds.
He will be good.
Now, we need to recruit some soldiers. I can write stuff and stir the hearts of the people to fight. I am amazing at writing.
Who's this?
Do whatever you want, kid. So are we all agreed that George Washington will be the general?
Definitely.
It's just for a little while. They need me to be an ambassador. Don't you see? The revolution is starting and we're all part of it.
I'm just worried about you. Last time I left you alone, you nearly electrocuted yourself.
I promise I won't put any keys on kites and fly them during thunderstorms.
Fine. But no inventing anything.
What about a musical instrument?
The first time I set my eyes on Benjamin, he had just moved to Pennsylvania and didn't really understand the local currency. He accidentally bought a lot of bread. A lot of bread.
She must have thought, you imbecile. And that's when I knew I would marry her.
What's your problem?
I plan on being George Washington's number 1. And I heard you were getting friendly with him.
Yeah, he made me his secretary. We're getting really close.
Well, I'm going to France to get you losers some money. And when I get back, watch out.
You watch out first.
So now we have a country to run. We've been working on this plan called the Articles of
I'm
Confederation
back! What did I miss?
that would set up a central government with almost no power.
That's
That's
an
a terrible
excellent
idea.
idea.
George Washington is a good leader. He needs to have the ability to govern with a firm hand.
For now, let's see how the Articles of Confederation work. So that was a mess.
Like I said, we need a federal government with power. I'll call my followers, people who believe the same thing as me, Federalists.
And I will call mine Democratic Republicans. And we will want strong state rights.
How about we write a constitution stating specifically how the country is to be run?
I needed a plan to discredit him. He was taking control way too fast. Madison, I will write the Constitution, and you can add a Bill of Rights to protect the freedoms of the people. The freedoms that we just fought so hard during this war.
You didn't even fight in the war.
Let's not argue.
Thomas Jefferson is so ridiculous. Ever since he went to France, he thinks he's so cool and he's all obsessed with his macaroni and cheese and swivel chairs. I mean, like, what's his deal? He doesn't even fight in the war. He runs away, and now he has the guts to come back and tell us that he knows how to run the government. Like, hello, you're crazy. We can't run the entire government based off of, like, plantations and stuff. And also, he's a slave owner. That's really stupid. Yeah, don't do that, Thomas Jefferson. Ugh, the nerve of him.
Obviously, the capital should be in the South. The North gets all the glory.
New York is the place, I'm telling you. That's where the revolution started. That's been our base the entire time.
No. Virginia is the
You
wealthiest
just think
state.
because
We
you're
have
from
slaves.
Virginia
Our
and
economy
James
is
Madison's from
prosperous.
Virginia, while he's
You
not
don't think
supporting you
the
guys,
North is not
and
going to
George Washington's from
anything.
Virginia.
The North is going to stink. It's going under. You're in this industrial.
Hey, and what about the national bank that I proposed?
Please, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yes, it
all your
is.
ideas are losers.
Let's discuss this at a later date. Is there any chance you two can talk about it and come to some compromise?
I didn't know where this Alexander Hamilton fellow was from or who he was, but I didn't like him. Our country needed new, strong state rights, not another King George.
So I want to establish a national bank with funds contributed from all states.
That's a terrible idea. The states should have the power to tax as they see fit.
And you want the capital to not be in New York or any other northern state.
Go on.
What if I give you the capital in the middle of the colonies and you let me form the bank?
Fine. You got yourself a deal.
Just picture it. A turkey.
No.
But what about this new biography of mine?
I finally got the dirt on Hamilton.
I'm right here.
Don't interrupt me while I'm talking. Thank you. You are embezzling funds from the government.
Am not.
Well, something's going on with a man named James Reynolds.
Everybody, listen up. I am an upstanding member of the government. I would never embezzle funds. That's completely ridiculous. What I am doing is cheating on my wife.